Okay, so here's our first example today for our continuous distributions. And what you need to remember for a continuous distribution is a continuous distribution is different from a discrete distribution because it deals with intervals. Like we deal with numbers from like 0 to 0.10 to 0.3. So like these are kind of, or 0.2 if I kind of go. So these are kind of our intervals. They go in intervals. And we're going to take our first type, which will be a uniform distribution. Now, a uniform distribution is one that everything has the same chance. If you think about with a random number generator generating a number 0 through 1, every number should have the same kind of chance, even if, like, if we go out to the hundreds of thousands, like, there are low chances of getting a specific number, but they all have about the same chance. And if we think about what the interval should look like, if I'm going from like 0 to 0.1, that would be about like 10% of the numbers, which should be between 0 and 0.1. And between this interval, again, it should be about 10% of the numbers that would be between 0.1 and 0.2. So when we're figuring out what percent of numbers would be above 0.7, it should probably be about 30% of the numbers that would be above 0.7. And now when we think about 0.7 like being equal to, it actually doesn't make that much of a difference because what we're talking about is one teeny tiny number in the grand scheme of things. So like 0.7, if we just include it instead of remove it, well, you still have like all the 0.7s out there. So like I have 0.71, 0.711, like there's so many numbers in between even 0.7 and 0.8 that including one single number and discluding one single number gives you the same percentage. So it doesn't matter because this thing doesn't have like any width. So the area is not really changed by taking out one tiny number. And that's going to help us solve this thing because, again, it really doesn't matter if you have an equal to sign or a less than sign. It's the same kind of idea. And we want to figure out the number, like how much space would be between 0.3 and 0.5. And the easiest way to do that is subtract the two things. So if I'm trying to find 0.5 and the space between there, that's a space of 0.2, or 20% of the data would fall in between. Now, if they give you an OR statement or an AND statement with an OR statement with this data, you're just going to add the two kinds of things together.